And welcome back to Primetime News. A special welcome if you're watching on onespotmedia.com or on TVJ International in the Cayman Islands. Up first this evening, people with sago palms are being urged to be on the lookout as a new scale insect is attacking the plant species. Researchers at the University of the West Indies are now studying the new pest, but are worried it may wipe out the local population of sago palms if left untreated. There have been reports of damage to scores of palms in several parishes already. She's trying to treat a new, deadly insect affecting her palms. It's a scale insect and it only affects this kind of palm, the sago palm. Here's an example of what they can do. But what are scale insects?
So what they do is that they have piercing or sucking mouth parts. And so they sit on a plant, they pierce it, and they suck the juice. They create serious problems because for them to keep the fluid from the plant flowing, they inject saliva, which ends up being toxic to the plant.
Dr. Dwight Robinson is a pest ecologist and senior lecturer at the University of the West Indies Mona campus. This particular scale insect's saliva is not harmful to humans or any other plant except the plant that we know as sago palms. If left unchecked, the rich, shiny, leathery green palms we are used to will look something like this: brown, dried, and will eventually die.
We are very worried because we're not sure the impact it will have on the population. So far in Florida, we are seeing that it has wiped out a number of them. We understand wiping out the ornamental, but we also concerned about our native species.
Damian White is a biologist. This is the species Mr. White says is native to Jamaica. It's called a cardboard palm. It's one of two families of sago palms known in Jamaica. This is the other. They are not palms in the traditional sense, but are simply called palms because of how they look. The other palms like these are not affected. At the moment, they are spreading widely and wildly.
Currently, we have seen several dead plants in Kingston. We have got information in Senton. We got information in St. James. We got information in Manchester and Clarendon.
It's human beings that are moving it around. We can't emphasize it enough. Try not to move infested material around.
Scale insects in general are not new, and there are in fact multiple scale insects. But
this one, which is invasive, has just come in. Really, and we have scale insects that we have been around, and so we have natural enemies for them. That's other organisms that feed on them. Unfortunately for this one, because it's new, nature's balance did not come in with it.
Researchers at the University of the West Indies are currently studying this new scale insect. In the meantime, for plant owners affected, chemical control like what we saw this lady doing is recommended.
There are two types of ways you go with chemical control. There are some spray oils, right? Mineral oil and other oils. Some people refer to them as horticultural oils that people spray. These are not very toxic, but what they do is that if you spray it and spray it well, it actually coats the insect. You heard that the insect has a waxy cuticle. It kind of helps to dissolve the cuticle and makes it more susceptible to spraying. A lot of people tend to go and they want to spray contact insecticides. Contact insecticides tend not to work against this pest.
A systemic pesticide is recommended. It's also recommended you get an expert to apply the pesticide or ensure you have protective gear if you choose to apply it yourself. Dr. Robinson is concerned about the potential economic fallout.
In every pest you want to find out how it affects the economy. And because it's affecting ornamental plants, and there are a lot of dollars invested in these things, that's what we're looking at.
This is because the sago palms are more costly than the average palm. A single small sago palm can cost anywhere from $5,000 to $8,000, while a grown palm can reach up to $100,000. In the 1990s, Asian cycad scale insects wiped out 60% of the sago population in Florida.